like they were vicious. It just happened to be the Perth Wildcats on this occasion, but it was some good basketball being played. Hawks got it done on the road. Let's see if they can build, Pete.
And this was the next day. I mean, the Sydney Kings, Tasmania JackJumpers. Everyone thought Sydney was going to get a win in front of their home crowd, and the JackJumpers said, hang on, if you're going to leave that door open, we're going to come back and we're going to steal this game on the road. Some brilliance down the stretch. Missed free throws, missed clutch moments from the Sydney Kings, and right here, the turnover. And I know you hyped up about this. That pass, cross court, Nick Marshall. The balance to finish, to get it up in time, and the JackJumpers, they just always find a way. They're gritty, and unless you're a fan of them, they're annoying, I'm sure, but I love what they do.
That final shot where everyone's throwing the towels on top of his head, that's what I like to see because their hearts are in it. I think round 6 showed us that all these players want to win. The passion is there. I'm excited for round 7. I'm excited for this matchup, guys. I got Perth.
So,
really?
I got Perth.
Okay, I'm going to go with Tassie. I'm going with Tassie at home. They're too trustworthy. I know it's the safe bet.
They've been on the road nearly the whole season, so the fact they're back in front of their home fans, I think they're really going to get up. I'm expecting a big game from Bryce Hamilton. He's been down a little bit, but he's got a tough matchup against Doolittle. He's the two masterminds on the sideline and just having a nice little fun chat. But I've got Tasmania as well.
Wow, 2 against 1. I guess somebody's going to... Listen, should we dabble a little bit? Listen, you want to play
Someone's going to get the new
wager?
popcorn. This is not going to last.
I'm excited because I think Perth is going to, again, they're coming off that 1-point loss. They're going to want to win. They're desperate for a win right now, guys. Well, enough talk from us. Let's get into the game time action. All of the fun stuff starts right now.
Hello and welcome to a new era in Australian basketball. It's the Ignite Cup.
Stolen Pepper. We take it all the way. Yes, he will. Here comes Magnay. Right by Noah. Let him go, Noah. Picked off by Magnay. Now Ben Air charging up. They've got Marshall working hard from close range. Right on the buzzer. Nick Marshall won the game. Oh, he's wide open. Pepper. Open low.
It is a hello and welcome to the Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup presented by Disney+. Of course, we have been spoilt for games in recent days, and now we get rolling here as the 5-3 JackJumpers still on a high from their incredible fourth quarter comeback against the Sydney Kings back at home, and they take on the Perth Wildcats, who are on the wrong side of a 1-point margin on Sunday in a close loss to the Elora Hawks. Two of the best big men in action tonight on screen there. We can't wait for this one. It is a new era. We love the way that the Ignite Cup is going. It's a new era of Australian basketball. It is week 4 of the Ignite Cup. Perth Wildcats are playing their 3rd game, and alongside me, well, he is the GOAT. And I think he's a man that would have loved playing in the Ignite Cup because, a bit of extra cash would have gone your way, Gazy.
Absolutely. Nothing motivates the players than a little extra something in the pay packet. So they will be acutely aware. And here's the way it all works. We've got 20 games across the Ignite Cup. It's a new scoring system in regards to the points you accumulate for quarter wins. So that's the big difference. And then, of course, we have the final on the Gold Coast on February 22nd, 500 large up for grabs. So a lot to play for these two teams. And I think both these teams coming into this with different mindsets because of what happened at the last round. As we take a look at the Ignite Cup ladder, Joey, it's still hard to fathom too much here because not everyone's actually participated yet, but fair to say Adelaide, who are down near the bottom, they should be figuring at the more pointy end by the time this is finished.
It's a bit unique. Adelaide, South East Melbourne yet to play an Ignite Cup game. Perth will be playing in their 3rd, but as you can see there, they had a bad loss and a pretty good win. But really, if you want to finish top 2, guys, you can get to the Gold Coast on Feb 22. You need to get some more points. So they need to not only win, but win a number of quarters as well to give themselves a chance.
That's right. And the thing about it is, of course, even if you lose the game, if you can sneak in a couple of quarters that you win, that could help in the long run. So percentages and differentials are going to play a big part in it.
And also, a lot of it is going to rest on this man, Joe Lual-Lachul. What a star he is. But there's just been a bit of conversation. The boys were talking pre-game just about his defensive efforts. What have you made it in recent weeks?
Yeah, I can understand what they're saying because the data don't lie, and neither does the tape when you see some of these actions with trying to defend in a one-on-one situation. But he still is very good around the rim. He can protect the rim. And these days, when you've got so many on-ball situations that you've got to deal with, the help that you've got to provide, it is difficult for the bigs. But when it was just big on big, oh my glory field days, yeah. JaVale McGee with the two-hand stuff.
JaVale put up 24 and 11 on him. Harrison as well, 27 and 15. And now he comes up against Will Magnay, maybe not as much of an offensive weapon as JaVale McGee, but still these two have clashed in recent times. Of course, NBL24, the championship series.
Yeah, he's a rebounding presence, and of course he's another one that can protect the rim as good as you can get in the NBL as far as that skill is concerned. You say that the points, I think you've got to look past just the points per game because he can dunk it with some authority, and also there's games earlier on the season where he's put some points on the board.
And Scott Roth was really praising his leadership post-game, just about what he's doing now, leading this group in Tassie. But of course, a man that announced himself really to the NBL back in round one when these two teams did last meet, that was at RAC Arena, and it was Bryce Hamilton. And what a performance he put on this night. 26 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and he said, here I am.
Yeah, and it's not just this night. I think he's been really good throughout the season, but these are spectacular numbers in this game. And that's what we talk. See that on-ball situation, the ability for him to be able to finish at the paint. He's also very good at the mid-range. And how you get help from your bigs, whether it's Joe Lual-Lachul or whoever it is that's guarding that screener, you've got to provide more help. He can shake and bake, knock down one from the perimeter. He has been a super player, a great addition to the NBL.
Well, let's get down to courtside because amongst the action tonight is Kelsey Brown.
Yeah, hey guys, great to be here. I think you know I love coming to Tasmania, but they've made it even better. We've got the Ignite bar here for the Ignite Cup. I would describe it as a way of going to the pub with your mates and watching some sport, but the sport is right there in front of you. It is an amazing accessory to what they've added to My State Bank Arena. Very excited about the vibe here tonight. Let's talk about on court though. Perth Wildcats, they're a little bit thin on it, got a few injuries. Dylan Windler, he's out with that ankle. Noah, their next star, he's out with the hip flexor. Both of those will be reassessed come Sunday. And no David Duke Jr., their new import. But I'm excited to see how John really fills those holes tonight.
He arrived during the week, David Duke Jr. Hopefully not too long till we see him suit up as we take a look at the starting fives. There it is for the Perth Wildcats. They've been mixing and matching a little bit in recent games, but hopefully they get some continuity at the moment. Led by their big centre there, Christian Doolittle as well in for a big game. And for the Tassie JackJumpers, well, they're unchanged from the side that had that big comeback win against the Sydney Kings on Sunday night, of course. Nick Marshall was the hero with the buzzer beater in that one. We look forward to get this going, as always. Big crowd at My State Bank Arena. The Tassie fans love it. Any night of the week, any game, and here we are, Ignite Cup.
Thank you. Michael there. Front court 14.
And it's going to be interesting to see how they respond, particularly the Wildcats, when you're coming off a heartbreaking loss, a game that they would have looked at that couple of minutes to go, 4 points up, weren't able to close it, as opposed to a team that now just thinks they're invincible, coming from 16 points down on the road. The mindset will play a big part.
And Hamilton gets the crowd up and about early. And of course, they are back at home. 6 of their first 8 games have been on the road. The Tassie JackJumpers, they now have their next 5 in the state of Tasmania. So they'll be looking to climb the ladder and challenge Adelaide and Melbourne that are sitting up near the top. He's really productive in his minutes, and that's a nice start as well for Jaron Riley.
My word, it is. That's a tough shot to get things underway.
Tiger Campbell. Here is Marshall, the hero Sunday. Shot clock into single figures. Having to be patient. And then Campbell dropped the shoulder, able to get some separation.
Yeah, really, he was in not a bad defensive position, and the little nudge, good use of the body, created that separation.
Here's Doolittle into JL8. There's a first real look at the battle between the two big men. Comes up short. And now Bannon looks to attack the rim. And Aquera, who's been getting some starting minutes without Windler in the side, swats it away. Henschel, aggressive. Should have some confidence after his strong performance against the Hawks, but disappointed he couldn't finish.
Oh, yeah, a couple of buckets you'd normally expect players to make. Coming up short. Henschel's an interesting one. An up and down season.
With 17 points against Illawarra. And that's going to be off the foot. Joe Lawachul, Josh Bannon, who just does a bit of everything, doesn't he?
Well, he does, and that time in a really good position when Joe Lawachul's that close to the basket. You're going to have to send some help, and it was good help by Bannon. And I like, though, to get more catches. I heard Damon Lowry just getting highly emotional about the touches. But it's a good point, and they do find him. And it's hard when you're up against two.
Hamilton gives it up. Again, they use a lot of the shot clock. Bannon from the elbow. Teams just feeling each other out here. First whistle.
Check. Three.
Off the ball, Josh Bannon just preventing a bit of freedom of movement. Gets called for the foul, well off the ball.
Coming off the 18 points, 9 rebounds against Sydney, Josh Bannon.
Oh, he's been sensational.
Career highs all around so far this year.
He had some injury issues over the last season or so, but looks healthy and has fitted into this Scott Ross system beautifully.
There is Henschel with a bit of confidence. Strokes that one. Ties things up early stages. Again, Jackie's happy to get the ball through everyone's hands, swing it around. And now Marshall attacks the basket. Speaking of confidence, coming off the buzzer beater match winner, his first of his career, Gazy, the other night. Do you remember your first?
Yeah, I don't think you ever forget your first. The excitement, euphoria around it all against the Canberra Cannons. Knock one down at right at the buzzer.
It's a nice moment for the young man.
It is, and I don't think any team in the competition values the pass as much as the Tasmania JackJumpers. They are prepared a lot in the half court to get it, and they might go 6 or 7 passes before they get in that attack mode. And they get such reward and so unselfish the way they go about it. It's a different way to do it than what we see a lot of teams in the NBL do.
Here's Aquera trying his luck. And again, Bannon, backdoor, Marshall. There's the ball movement. Campbell wide open.
And there's another example of it. They've got that balance between the early transition and the half-court stuff, I think, right now, as good as any in the competition.
JLA again. Can't finish over Magnay. A couple of shots away early. Now Hamilton, a little shake and bake and step back. Oh, that's nice.
This is a spectacular start, 5 of 7. The JackJumpers riding the emotion of that unbelievable win, and they've come out on fire. Perfect 2 of 2 from the three-point line as well.
Well, Pete Hawley, Damon Lowry, Ariana, they look confident coming off their big comeback win the other night.
Damon keeps giving me the side eye every time they score. He's like, you see that? Did you see that? Yes, I'm watching the game, Damon.
Hey, that's Bryce Hamilton, Pete. Good grief, this dude is a polished scorer.
Look, we don't get a whole lot of predictions right, but when they signed him back in the offseason, I was so excited for this reason. He can score at so many levels. He's a lot bigger than other guys in his position, and he just fills it up.
The lefty stroke is smooth. He gets to the basket. He got the step-back game. He's in my first team All-NBL at the preseason. The one prediction I might have right.
You and me both. And I think it is something about him being a lefty as well, isn't it? It just looks so much smoother for lefties doing it at their high rate. Good time out here from John Riley because they need a lock in defensively. This is why maybe when we talked about who you want to have in the starting lineup, having that perimeter defender in Sunday Desh could have helped a little bit.
I think Andrew hit the nail on the head. The Tasmania JackJumpers are using their passes so efficiently. Their offense looks smooth. They're just too comfortable.
And Gazy also said you never forget your first game winner. Now, Gazy, when was your first game winner then if you never forget it?
Well, the one that, the difference between a game winner and those important shots, it was against the Canberra Cannons, a Cal Bruton coach team, and just was able to come down. I received the pass from Stephen Hoare, and on the right-hand wing, nothing but the bottom of the net. Thank you very much.
Well, there you go, Cal Bruton. Cal Bruton copying Australia on Ignite Cup.
Oh, no, just unfortunate place, wrong place, wrong time.
Really goes to the bench, brings on his veteran, Jesse Wagstaff. Again, JLA comes up short from 3 to start in this first term. Tassie have won 5 of their last 6 at home against the Perth Wildcats in recent seasons. Although Perth have travelled well early this year. Magnay, who let a couple fly early in the season, gets his first to drop.
Everything's falling.
They're all feeling it.
And, gee, sloppy turnover. But you look at the Amy replay. Now, he's going to be wide open, and he's wide open for a reason. This is not where he's at his best, but this season he's been more willing to pull the trigger without hesitation. Now, he hasn't always been able to knock him down, but it's like he's been given the license to shoot it because there's no hesitation, and the form, Joey, is not terrible.
Yeah, he had 4 attempts in his first 2 games of the season, just to work on what he's been doing over the summer, and then he put it away for a few weeks, but it's come back out. He knocks down his first triple of the season. They're out by 10. Crowd right behind them. As we said, been on the road so much to start this year. This time Magnay gives it up. Campbell again wide open. That was halfway down.
The concern would be he got so wide open. Right now, the defence, with this execution by the JackJumpers, are creating some really good looks.
Perth have gone to the bench. Russo Nance into the action. Trying to find Wagstaff. Another turnover. And this will be the easiest points of the night for Campbell.
Yeah, that's a sloppy turnover as well.
Already 3 turnovers for Perth in this first quarter. Tassie get that one. Bannon picks up
33.
his second.
It's quite extraordinary when you played a little over 5 minutes and the Wildcats been held to only 5 points. And the turnovers are an issue. They've had 3 of those and 2 of 7 from the field. They just don't look like the timing's right on the offensive end.
Deng checks into the game. His second game back from that hamstring injury. Played 17 minutes the other night. Fan favourite down in Tasmania. Wagstaff. Again, it won't fall.
It's an interesting way that the Wildcats are going about it now. They've gone with a really smaller lineup. And this should be an opportunity for Magnay to make a target of him down low.
Instead they go to Deng. He's got the height advantage on Pepper. A little turnarounds. Everyone getting in on the action.
Mismatches all over the joint. They've got a number of different targets that they can go to. And another thing they do is they throw it into the box a lot, the JackJumpers.
Well, they need a response here, Perth. In all seriousness, got to get something going. Wagstaff again, that's 2 of 9 from the field. 2 open proceedings. They're under pressure. Magnay again had a look, kicked it out. Hamilton. And now a chance here on the fast break for Pepper. Should be able to finish.
Oh!
Goaltending.
What about the effort by Hamilton coming from the weak side? Pepper goes there, thinks we should, definitely hit the backboard. Good call by the officials. We heard John really before the start of the game reflecting on their defence, and overall he's been quite happy with the defence, but the rebounding's been a problem, and again it is here tonight. 6, they're very trailing that category, 6-5, so not by a lot. But when you've got those issues, you're looking to make a statement early in those categories.
Perth pop into a bit of a zone. and they just pick their way through it. And Deng has got back-to-back buckets.
This is slicing and dicing at its best.
9 of 13 from the field. They go to Doolittle. Hardly been sighted so far, and that's a good find.
It's just not the connection. The double team came, but no one was helping the helper. Everyone's concerned about their own problems and not aware of everyone else's problems.
Hamilton, again, the cut from Marshall. And that'll be another goaltend.
Now, this is a white-hot start, and you can appreciate why Wildcat fans would be really concerned about what they're seeing at this point in time. But it's almost like a nervous, conservative start by the Wildcats. And the Jackies have been white-hot.
Russo Nance wants to get it to JLA. Gave up the 3 for an easier look, and again, it just had a lot of balls bouncing off the rims here at My State Bank Arena. And Tassie again might make them pay. They lead by 14, equal game high. The ball movement again, and Deng is hot.
Wow.
7 points, 100% shooting straight off the bench.
Both ends of the floor, they've got issues, but they've just got to find a way to knock down a shot.
There you go.
Just to calm things down a little bit, because the last few possessions, they had some decent looks. They just weren't able to put it in the hole. And good shooting can be infectious, but bad shooting can also be infectious.
Again, they kick it out. This is Richards. He comes up short, and then off and running Aquera. That's going to help getting some easy buckets.
Spot on.
Not even any fight back. They were down by 17. They get it to within 12. Can they get it to single digits by the quarter time break? Here's Ben Air. Deng going to work again and draws the foul.
Well, Den's missed a chunk of basketball, only recently returned, but he's come back looking as smooth as ever. 7 points and clearly no problems with the recovery. And anytime you can push off like he has the last couple of possessions, it knows he's playing with great confidence that his leg injuries are not going to bother him.
Had the hamstring injury, as I said, played 17 minutes against Sydney, just trying to find his feet, and he's got back home. He's certainly got his legs under him. Makes both. He's a leading scorer at 9 points in this opening term. Tiger Campbell has 7. Elijah Pepper with 5 for the Wildcats. Here's Aquera. That's nice.
Well, he's had to be patient with his development. Spent a lot of time observing, training without getting those on-court experiences. And right now, this is his opportunity.
Yeah, starting in place of Windler. Only 23 years of age still. As Deng just wanted a little heat check after the first quarter he's had. A chance here for Perth. Last possession to try and peg it back inside 10 points. Mayen will give it back to Russo Nance. He'll have the ball in his hands. Well, Chul wanted the foul. None doing. They might get one last chance. But in the end, it was a dominant first quarter by the Tassie JackJumpers at home. They are dominating. And of course, the Hungry Jacks Ignite Cup, presented by Disney+. It is the Jackies leading the Wildcats by 12 points.
Well, they were able to stop the bleeding a little bit, the Perth Wildcats. It was off to a very ugly start. Now it's only a 12-point ball game. The offense, the defense, the lineups from the Wildcats, I don't know if any of it looks too good right now.
Well, what does look good is Will Magnay knocking down a three. We were talking about it before we started tonight's game, Damon, about looking forward to seeing him get back out there and shooting some threes. But there was a 3.5, 4-minute stretch there with that lineup from Perth. There was no playmakers out there. So Ben Henschel's sitting down. JLA was down an offensive threat. This is why David Duke Jr. is so important.
If David Dukes Jr. can sign up somehow right now, put his name on the score sheet, he needs to be out there. Now, Christian Doolittle's nickname is Dew. I'm going to add 2 more O's to it. He's Dew, because he's 0 for O, Pete. He hasn't taken a shot in the first quarter. Ridiculous.
I like that.
A lot more than 2, I think.
Kelsey Brown, let's go to you courtside.
Yeah, guys, I listened in to John. Really no surprises. It was a big chat about the defensive end. He said, we've got to fight over screens. We've got to clean that up because 28 points isn't good enough. But I want to talk about Tassie. Not only are they dominating on the floor, they are dominating off it. They've got a barber here shaving lightning bolts into people's heads, giving people mohawks. There is plenty happening here at the Ignite Cup.
All right, Kelsey, pick what you want at half-time, either the lightning or the mohawk. And we'll look forward to seeing you at half-time with what you go with. As Doolittle, who Damon just spoke about, needs to do more. Gazy.
Well, he does, and but when you look at the way the play is being unfolded, it's a combination of perhaps getting involved in a set to create a scoring opportunity, and sometimes you've got to take matters in your own hands. When you're that type of guy, you've got to be able to have a presence out there, and he looks a little sorer. Or worse for wear after that take at the rim.
Of course, the Hungry Jacks NBL Ignite Cup is turning up the heat with Ignite the Fuse. So every Wednesday, 11 exclusive offers will drop. But you better jump on quick, as they will only be live for 24 hours. There's tickets, merchandise, discount offers. You never know what's coming. So make sure you scan the QR code and unlock this week's offers. Don't miss out.
And we talk about a playmaker for the Perth Wildcats, and Jaron really is probably one of the better at it right now. He's not bad defensively, and it's tough though when you're the coach's son. It's you know, he's trying to play a lot of players right now, John, which he hasn't done throughout most of his time with the Wildcats.
There he is guarding Deng, who had the hot hand in the first quarter, and again they force a couple of turnovers to start this second quarter. So it's been a good little mini fight back here by Perth. And Henschel, now it's starting to drop. And a 17-point deficit earlier in that first term, all of a sudden back to 6.
It is. And after that quarter-time break, the thing that would be pleasing John really the most is, one, he's seen the ball fall, but the ball pressure. Clearly, there is a noticeable change about what they're doing on the defensive end.
Richards again has a crack. JLA brings down the rebound. Can they get Doolittle in the action? He decides to pull up and let it fly. And now it's Scott Roth that wants a timeout, because the Wildcats have hit the ground running in this second quarter. And they are back within 3, Ariana.
Wow, Doolittle. Taking that from you, Damon, I promise. What did I say? There's a little bit of fight. It sucks that you have to get smacked in the mouth first before you respond like this, but they have.
I think Tasmania Pete got a little bit cute with their substitutions. Yeah. Now, no disrespect. Jacob Richards came on. He missed a couple of shots he could have made, but I thought Josh Bannon and Will Magnay probably should have started, at least got in that early second quarter. Now, that lead that they had, now it's no longer.
3-point ball game, and you can really trace it back to the 2 lineups that both teams had. And right at the end of that first quarter, they went with a unique one, Tassie, Perth in the middle half of the first quarter. But this is better. This is the aggression from Christian Doolittle I want to see nearly every possession down the floor. It's different, obviously, when Duke Jr. comes in with Windler and JLA. But Christian Doolittle is a mismatch nightmare with his size. So this is a good start to the second quarter.
And I like going into that timeout on the court. He was getting into his teammates. Like, this is unacceptable. We're going to step it up right now. Joey.
Well, good little fight back. And that man Doolittle, who his numbers are slightly down across the board from last season, but he had a terrific year last year, but just not quite at his absolute best, but he's so important to this team.
No, spot on, and still a long way to go. And the area where we like to see the improvement is the three-point line. Now, he knocked down that last 3, and it's similar. He's at 25% this season, 26 last, but that's an area where at the end of the season he was knocking those more consistently down from the three-point line.
Again, they ramp up their defense and they force another miss. So, remarkably, they could potentially tie up the ball game this possession. And now even JLA's getting the bounce that he wasn't getting in that first quarter.
Yeah, sometimes the game's so simple. Some of these shots that they're now making, they were missing earlier on. But this is the reason why I think they've got the turnaround. They've been able to hold Tassie scoreless in the quarter so far.
That's been an 11-zip run to start this second quarter.
Screen, Jack!
Campbell has been so good at steering the ship this year.
Lights out, go!
Probes his way through. A bit long on that one. And now they're off and running again here, really. JLA puts the head down. Magnate, so tough defensively.
Bannon!
So Ben Air will slow it down and they'll get into their set. The JackJumpers looking for their first point still of this quarter. And another turnover. So that's 3 in this quarter in 3 minutes after not having one in the opening term.
Yeah, and it's, again, the defense. And in particular, to me, it's the on-ball defense. Making those passes a little hard to swing the ball, and that time on the penetration, forcing the turnover.
9 minutes from CJ Starks yet. I might get your thoughts on that in a minute, Gazy, whether...
He's only averaging 16 a game, and that's because he is a replacement player. I think they're trying to win as much as they can. He's like the insurance policy. He's the, when in trouble, push red, and they go with him rather than just playing him like they would if he was going to be the full-time guy. And certainly in this one, might be a time to push that button.
JLA picks up his second personal, so he will take a seat. Scott Roth goes back to the starting lineup, and another turnover. Perth make them pay. Here's Detch. Doolittle might fancy himself again.
I'm here!
Remarkably, Tassie still have not scored this second quarter. For those just joining us, they led by as much as 17 midway through the first term. Bannon wants to back down on Riley. And a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, that was a miscommunication. They switched the on-ball screen and they had time to get back and switch back. But then there was just a miscommunication, and the JackJumpers, they recognised these mismatches, and gee, wasn't a lot of contact on the push, but Josh Bannon, he gets himself going. What a season he's having. We spoke about it a little earlier, but he's been fantastic with the 14 points, but it's the efficiency, 52% from the field, 33 from the threes.
Of course, hit that clutch three-pointer late in that game, in that comeback win against the Kings. There's Marshall on the defensive end with a stop.
I'm going middle.
Here's Bannon. Wants to go down low to Magnate. He's had the one field goal attempt so far, Will Magnate. Hamilton. Started in good nick. That's so good.
Oh my, that's just getting to your spot. Tough contested mid-ranges. Most coaches don't want that and frown upon it, but he got skills in that area.
Wagstaff gives it up to Henschel. Shot clock down to 5. That'll suit Henschel. That means he's far away and knocks down his second triple. He's got 8 points.
Wagstaff checking off the ball.
There's the Amy replay. Drew in just see the ball movement again, and this was Marshall at one end. And then this little...
Yeah. Henschel there gives him choices with the great ball carriers and those that can work off the dribble, sometimes you just got to take the odds. If they beat you going one way, all okay. Contest one way. At that time there, Henshaw was reactive. Just got to send him one way.
Tougher going here for the Jackies in this second quarter. Magnay.
Good execution.
Oh, Henshaw again. Disappointed with that. Plenty of time. So's Doolittle. Left alone. And a couple of really good looks for John Riley's men.
The three-point line has not been the Perth Wildcats' friend this season. And it's showing here a couple of wide open ones. And oh my goodness. Hamilton just finding his spot and letting it fly.
Wagstaff, good hustle play though. He'd be disappointed he missed a little bunny under the basket, but he'll go to the free throw line.
0. Here we go, I got you, Bryce. I got you right here. Guys, here we go.
Of course, we are celebrating Indigenous round across rounds 6 and 7. The kids at home will know 6-7. Support your team this season and purchase their Indigenous jersey. Available now at nbl.store.com.au or scan the QR code. Make sure you check them out. They are sensational.
They are. Now, to a point where I don't know why a lot of these teams don't adopt them full time.
Yeah.
They have beautiful jerseys and a lot of stories behind the jerseys as well that's worth checking out. And you reckon the kids know a bit about 6s or 7s?
Are you across 6-7?
No, I don't.
We won't go there.
I've heard a lot of different explanations that really make no sense whatsoever. Now, I think I'm right in that sweet spot.
How tall are you?
6'7". 201 centimetres. So, I don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Wagstaff and Magnay, take a seat.
We spoke about the three-point shooting. Now, tonight, if you look at the totals, they're good for the Wildcats. They're 44%, 4 of 9, but they've missed some wide open ones. But they are currently last in the competition in three-point field goal percentages.
Here's Marshall again. Prepared to probe and then kick it out. And Campbell draws the foul. Again, patient. Campbell, who's been so productive this year, just does everything well. 9 points now. There's an assist and a rebound. No turnovers. So after the ball, leads this offense under Scott Roth. Look to extend the lead. Back out to 5 and be the first scorer in double digits, and he is. Elijah Pepper on the floor. Comes up short. What do you make of the guard rotation that Damon and Pete have been talking about with the Perth Wildcats? How do you see?
Well, they're trying to find a formula, and I think they're spot on with what they're expecting out of David Duke and what he's going to bring, hopefully. Now, he can score off the bounce and he can get to the paint, but I haven't seen enough of his organisational skills and how he's going to distribute yet. But he's certainly a guy that can put it to the floor and create his shot at the rim. And it's a big guard, so it's something we have to wait and see. But you look at his record in the NBA and across a couple of different organisations in the Nets and the Spurs, so he comes really well credentialed. But I'm fair to say, and I'm not going out on a limb here, very hard to have the impact of someone like Bryce Cotton, and that's what the Perth Wildcats have been accustomed to. And I was there. It was about this time of the season when Bryce first came in and played against the Sydney Kings and got it going. So it's the timing of this guy coming in.
Drewy, and they even went and got a guard from Providence University.
That's right.
And apparently his singlet number is 11.
Oh, my.
Is Mark Arena trying to say something to Danny Mills?
Well,
We don't want that pressure. You don't need that pressure.
Well, if they're looking for some sort of karma, some sort of way in which it could be connected, that's a positive that they've got that going for them.
Hoping that he suits up on Sunday, potentially, or maybe the week after.
Yeah, certainly with what John really was taught, the way he was talking before the game, that would be the expectation. They're coming straight to Melbourne, get some workouts in.
Good hustle play by Aguera. Yeah, Perth after this will come to Melbourne, stay and play on Sunday against Southeast Melbourne Phoenix. Playing some great basketball. Like you said, Tassie will stay at home, although they will head to the Silverdome in Launceston Saturday. Marshall from the logo.
Well, there's a guy that is making the most of his opportunity. I think it was, Damon made a really good point when he was there with Scotty Ninnis. Seemed like he was heading in the right direction. Didn't work out with Mike Wells at Adelaide. And off the ball screen. Now, we've seen a lot of these this season. Just a little late. You've got to be there on time. And the fact that he was spinning around Aguera didn't help his cause. But that's right there. Yeah, the screen comes late, but you give half the responsibility to the guy with the ball. Guy with the ball's got to wait until he sees that screen absolutely dead set before you try to use the screen. So a combination of responsibilities there.
Perth got within 2. Great fight back, but has he been able to respond? Important final 2 minutes. Another turnover.
Oh, hang on.
Take foul. No. 0. Hand check the back court.
No intentional, just no.
He comes from a position to play the ball, so it can't be unsportsmanlike. Why are we shooting 2? It's called a normal foul. Sit down.
A little bit of confusion amongst everyone.
Stop it. No, stop. Good call. I've had enough now. Stop it, please.
John really clapped, and well, I guess maybe the officials are making some changes, because if that was in the Brisbane game a couple of days ago or over the weekend, there would have been a technical foul whacked on him straight away.
Just for the record, coaches don't have to sit down just because you tell them to.
I think he said settle down.
Oh, okay.
Doolittle gave up the 3 ball and then has to take a tough shot from the baseline with the shot clock about to expire.
Perfect execution of the closeout by Marshall. Took away the middle penetration.
Magnay working the floor hard. Didn't get the rebound, but did enough to help his team keep possession. Dang. Good closeout from Doolittle.
Load!
Pepper will pull it out. And they'll work through the offense. Russo Nance in the corner. There's Detch. Good offensive rebounds. And they'll get another look at it here, Perth. Inside the final minute. Doolittle likes the matchup. They have to send the double. Again,
wow.
3 ball, tough work. Pepper. Great hustle from Perth.
Yo, Boards just dominating the glass on that occasion.
Stays within 4.
Gee, that's a 2 for 1 on that one by Majuk Deng. He just missed one from that exact same spot.
Russo Nance will wait for the screen from Doolittle. He decides to go himself. This is another one. They'll be disappointed. He is easy look. And Tassie will finish with possession.
Plenty of time, 5 seconds. They'd have a set play for this. This is a drill that they would have done at practice, the end of practice. They'd get together and have their full court options on what they're going to go to. Got to be quick.
Marshall gets it to Campbell,
Dear.
who has time and couldn't finish the layup as Russo Nance slipped. And in the end, Tassie will take a 4-point lead into half-time. They led by 12 at the first change. Perth, a good little fight back. That's really, without Doolittle, And Wildcats having too much influence, just 9 points between them. But their defence cranked up and they got it back with 4. Let's get down to Kelsey courtside.
Tiger, you're up by as much as 17 in that first quarter. They've managed to wrangle it back. What changed in that second?
I think we just weren't playing fast enough. When we get in there, our first group and our second group just has to have the same energy. And we just got to carry it for all 20 minutes in the first half, and we didn't do it.
Nick Marshall, he's started off how he left off after that last game. He's plus 18 on the game so far. Have you seen his start?
Yeah, I mean, we expect that from him. It's not really new for us. Every day he comes in, works hard in practice, and you saw what he did last game, so obviously he's just building on it.
Awesome. Enjoy the second half.
In the words of Andrew Gazy, Tasmania JackJumpers were slicing and dicing through the Perth Wildcats during that first half, but it's still a 4-point game.
And it's all down to the offensive rebounds. 8 O-boards, the extra efforts, it has Perth right there, but it's going to be a big second half.
Yep, holding Tasmania to 13 points in that second quarter. That's a big defensive job. And Benny Hinchell and Elijah Pepper putting their hand up for that starting 2-guard spot, both with 8 points.
Well, I got a lot to say. I know you guys got a lot to say. We'll get to you right after this quick break. What an exciting first half. I cannot wait for more action. But let's break down that first half a little bit more. Starting off with this man, Bryce Hamilton. He was doing it all. Something you can't teach. He knows how to get to his spot, and if he's anywhere in that mid-range, he's knocking it down.
Oh, he's so fun to watch. The way he can use his size as well back to the basket. That one that he hit on Ben Henschel was very, very good defense. It's just better offense, and he can rise up over the top of you. He's got a great step back as well. I think coming into this round, he had the most step backs made in the league, which is pretty wild. I think we've got players like Bryce Cotton and Tyler Harvey, but Bryce Hamilton, when he's rolling, you can't slow him down.
Polished professional from Pasadena, California. Dude just knows how to score the ball. He's just got to work out the balance between playing the Jackie way and the Bryce Hamilton way. I personally like the Bryce Hamilton way,
I'm with you.
especially when he's rolling like this because he's just a scorer. The rest of the guys got to step up a little bit. I like to see him include Josh Bannon and Will Magnay a little bit more. But right now, they played themselves into a little bit of a funk in that second quarter, but you got to give credit to Perth as we look at Bryce's halftime stats, 4 of 6, 1 of 3 from deep, but yeah, a complete score.
I'm going to let you tell Scott Roth to he wants to play.
I'm not telling you nothing.
more of the Bryce Hamilton way than the Jack Jumper way, but yeah, he's fun to watch, and he's definitely their leading man. But yeah, 6 points between Magnay and Josh Bannon combined. They're going to need more out of them. It's a really low-scoring game, which we normally don't see for the Ignite Cup.
Well, we talked about it a little bit, but Perth down by 17 points to start off this ball game. Great that they fought back into it, but you can't have all those turnovers to start off the game.
Well, no, you can't, and you got to credit the Perth for not, throwing the towel in. It's that early. Some of these turnovers are extremely sloppy. In Tasmania, the way they play, they do force you into a lot of errors, generally speaking. But I thought that Tassie helped Perth by going to the bench maybe a little too early. And Pete, if you got your starters out there and they build a nice lead and you think, okay, now I can put my bench in, or do you leave your starters out there to really extend the lead?
Well, it's still early, right, in the season. We normally, by the end of it, we'll see teams run 8 guys, maybe 8.5 if there's a foul trouble or something. But to get a whole bench unit in there for an extended period of time, and if there's a starter left on there, isn't a primary guy, that's normally a cause for concern. And we've seen both teams try and do that, and it hasn't worked for either team. So, look, I'm not saying that we've seen the answer, but we might have seen the answer right there in the first half.
Well, to Wagstaff's defense, pink and red, I might have got confused too on the court if I was looking really fast.
He's been really good, Jesse Wagstaff. He's been someone who's got a couple of offensive rebounds. He's throwing his weight around. They need that spark, but it has to come from JLA and Doolittle. Without Windler and Duke Jr., those two have to step up here in the second half if Perth want to win this.
Benny Hinchell and Elijah Pepper, they're going to continue to shoot the ball when they're open. They're playing with a lot of confidence. Those guys are prolific offensive scorers. As long as the defense can stay like it is right now, this game could go down to the wire.
I'm excited. Who knows? We might have a nail-biter, a 1-point finish, but I'm even more excited for Thursday and Friday's matchups. We got some good ones. J.A., what we gonna do? Brisbane versus Cairns. Casey, what's up, baby? CP. I'm excited for this one because both teams are desperate for a win, and I know the Taipans have been lackluster as of late, but they can pull out a win.
Yeah, it's a long late, I'll tell you that much. But, yeah, real bad news with Alex Higgins' teacher out as well. But Mojave King, injury replacement player for the Taipans. It'll be fun to see him back. Illawarra Hawks, Damon. I think this is where they start to go on a little bit of a roll.
Yeah, New Zealand's been stiff, not knowing how to finish off games, and they're coming into the Hawks' nest. I think that's what they call it these days. So Illawarra's trying to put together a little bit of a streak. We'll see what happens.
Well, we'll break it down more after this break. Game time action, 5 minutes away. Stick with us. Let's look at some Hungry Jack highlights. This is my favorite because he's a silent killer. Tiger Campbell. He's not too flashy, but he gets the job done.
I'm the biggest Tiger Campbell fan outside of the Campbell family. I like the way he handles the ball, Pete. His dude's ball security is elite. He's averaging 1 turnover a game, people, in 26 minutes of action. Do you know how efficient and thorough that is? And then if you forget that he can score, he'll get into the key and he'll bully you a little bit. He's a little bullying big man, Pete.
Now, just to be clear, when you say you're the biggest Tiger Campbell fan, the word "the biggest" when we talk about you.
Well, come on now.
Okay, just to be clear, because I stand next to you. No, he's terrific. I love the way. I'd like him to be even more aggressive, to be honest. I think he can be a primary playmaker outside of Bryce Hamilton, especially without David Johnson. We keep forgetting David Johnson's coming back soon. Then he can go back to just facilitating and rarely turns the ball over.
He is a pit bull indeed, but let's cut to the chase. What do the Perth Wildcats have to do so they don't get down by 17 again?
They got to make up their mind right now who we going to. Like, who is going to win this game? Like, yes, we can all share the ball. This is all equal opportunity. But you got to feed that man right there. That man, I don't care if he misses 3 or 4 in a row, he is still your best scorer. Him and Christian Doolittle, those two guys have to feature heavily, Pete, this half.
Yeah, you're spot on. 2 of 8 from JLA. Christian Doolittle, 1 of 5. Right now, they are their 2 leading men. They've got to step up here because I tell you what, we talked about the Ignite Cup host, but also they just want to keep building. They want to keep building. It's not panic stations for anyone. You want to be playing your best basketball midway through January. Very, very long time to get to that point. But they need to start putting together a bit more consistent play throughout the course of games because we haven't seen it. And it's stressing out JR on the sideline for sure.
JLA 2-shot attempts shy from what you wanted, Damon. At least 5 each quarter. Let's see if he can get to 20. Joey?
Thank you, Ariana. Killing it. Oh, you 3 over there as Aquera just snuck up behind Magnay and picked his pocket. And that's a good start.
Perfect start, in fact, Joey. And that's just, you're coming out of the half-time break and you've got a set play you're going to. And sometimes you lose your focus. You're focusing just on the play, forgets about the weak side. Bannon would have had a layup if Magnay squares up to the basket. But instead, Aquera with the heads-up play. It's a gamble, but it paid off on that occasion.
And now up to 9 points, David Aquera. We see getting some starting minutes with no Dylan Windler. You mentioned it's been a slow burn. Amazing to see. Still only 23 years of age.
Yeah.
Feels like he's been around forever.
No, tremendous talent. And there's the gamble again. And Aquera must be given that green light to go double team, but that was a wild gamble at the half court when the offense is being able to see the floor. The other case, Will Magnay couldn't see the floor. That time he could.
And another opportunity for a 3-point play. This time, JLA gets the better of Will Magnay.
Talking about bully ball. This is bully ball. But this is 2 big bulls. Big bulls going at it. And just power to the basket. That doesn't usually happen to Will Magnay all that often. And JLA, Damon been crying out for more shots. 8 shots in a half is not too bad. A little below what Damon was predicting. but not too bad.
He's had 9. He's had more than any other player on the court, Damon. Is that okay? He couldn't tie it up, though. But they just have a different mindset about them here, Perth. Got a bit of intense. Marshall. Again, they kick it out. Campbell. Shot clock about to expire. That is patience. As patient as you'll get. Great look. Marshall knocks it down.
He's perfect from the floor now. Perfect 4 of 4 for his 10 points. Played a little over 16 minutes in that first half, so he has got a lot of confidence from the coach, Scott Roth.
On the floor! 2 hands in
14 points in 27 minutes, just one off his PB. His PB back in December 2022. Nick Marshall of 15. Might be on track for that tonight.
Well, they whip it around, and it's the penetration and the kick out right there. And Aquera didn't need to be there. He was very deep when there was already coverage. Ooh.
Bench thought it was a travel, but JLA starting to get him to fall now. And that's 10 field goal attempts. He's knocked down 4. It's up to 8 points.
It's hard to hit travels these days, particularly if you watch the NBA. Giannis Antetokounmpo today.
He literally took 6 steps.
I think he took 6 in the open court, so it wasn't like it's camouflaged at all.
That was incredible. There's the big man.
That's the one element of our game. We're not going to get travel happy like they do in America. We still got to reel in a little bit. We'll let you slide maybe a foot every now and then, Joey.
Today was outrageous, though.
Sliding a foot is, you know, sometimes you can live with that. It's all about balance with the offense and the defense. You can't just let the offense take 6 steps when they pick it up, Joey.
There's Henschel. And again, and now they do tie it up.
How's the attack on the rim of the Wildcats to start this second half? They've just made a determination to get to the cup.
Let's get down to courtside. Kelsey, you're listening to Scott Roth at halftime.
Yeah, I was, and he said one thing and one thing only. He said, control the glass. I cannot say anything else. They've won their last 8 games when they've run the rebound count. It's currently sitting 22-15, so I don't think he'll be happy about that one right now.
And it was a slow start.
Oh, really? Almost got it back, and now Marshall goes upstairs.
Wow.
On track for a career night for the former 36er.
It's not just the fact that they're losing the rebound count, they're giving up 9 offensive boards to 1. The Jackies.
Here's a Wildcats. Magnay flops.
That's a flop, has to be a flop. At the very least, it should be a flop warning.
Yeah, JLA might just be in his head. Got him 3 times now this quarter. Ties it up again. Magnay still just with the 3 points himself. This time sets the screen for Hamilton. Oh, he's good to watch.
And another way in which he controls it, steps back nicely.
This time, JLA out to really. And we're trading blows in this third quarter. Again, we're all tied up.
Goal kick. We good?
Great feed and a cut from Hamilton.
Don't see enough of it. Overplay, back cut, simple action.
Every time there's a back cut, Pete, we all know Drew's going to get excited.
Oh, JLA's just going to work. He's really trying to get back to that left shoulder every time. And Magnay, you think he's be coming out here. He looks spent.
After playing 4 minutes, Pete.
JLA wants one as well. These two have just been going at it. These two,
4 minutes playing
big
time.
man battle. They both want a break.
We don't have a lot of stoppages. You look at the free throw count, 6 to the JackJumpers and 6 to the Wildcats attempts. So we don't get a lot of opportunities to rest too much out there. So they got to come and have a spell.
Yeah, we get a coach's challenge here, it looks like, from Scott Roth as well.
You know you can use the timeout to rest players instead of taking them out, too. Just, you know, just throwing it out there.
Well, he's doing a challenge as well. Not happy with it.
How good is Nick Marshall, man? Like we saw Jesse Edwards go 10 for 10 the other day, and now Nick Marshall is sitting here with a perfect 5 for 5 for 12 points.
Shout out Dave Barlow. I think it was 14 of 14. Look here.
We need camera 4. That is off. Sharon, really?
It's close. It's not looking at the foul.
Challenge is successful. It's Tasmania.
That's the ball.
So that replay there was looking, what we were seeing was the foul. I don't think that's what they were challenging because there was no foul call, but they're going to get it back here. So good challenge from Scott Roth.
Hey, 5-12.
Now I sub Will Magnay and JLA back in. They just had a rest.
Tassie will have the ball.
Watch the trap. Jump. Watch the trap.
Bryce Hamilton, leading all scorers, 14 points on 6 of 8. Nick Marshall, we've spoken about him. Tiger Campbell. Let's get back down courtside. Kelsey Brown.
Well, Damon Lowry said that Will Magnay needed a rest. He's actually gone into the rooms with the physio. Minor limp. I'm sure he'll come back out shortly, but I'll keep an eye on that one for you too.
This extended defense, now they're gambling, but it's changed the mindset on the defensive end of the Wildcats. They look a whole lot more engaged when they're up and in, and yeah, they got picked off one time, but it's just brought about an energy on the defensive end.
Marshall thought about it a couple of times, then gets to the free throw line, and he ruins the 100% efficiency. His first miss of the night. Good look though. Now they block down the defensive end. Bannon on Wagstaff. Pepper, about 8 points in the first half. Goes back to Wagstaff. And now Doolittle. And another offensive rebound. Aquera. Oh, he's been huge tonight. And again, a chance for a three-point play and to take the lead.
It is, and there's a concerted effort on the glass. As you mentioned, 10 offensive rebounds. They've got 26 in total. And that's a perfect example of sometimes your fundamentals go by the wayside and you get burned. If he just puts his butt into the and boxes out, he comes up with that ball. Majuk Deng on that occasion.
There's Aquera getting involved again. Left it for Wagstaff. And now Pepper. And the challenge has been thrown down to the Jackies.
Got one of the quickest release and smoothest releases on his jump shot.
Guys, I'm ball, I'm here.
Little head fake. You get to see daylight, he can get it off real quickly. Got a mismatch down low with Majuk Deng. And he steps out to the three-point line.
First lead of the night for the Wildcats. Hamilton, get out of control. And then the turnover. Where it pulls it out. Wants it back. Pepper, feeling good. Feeling really good. 14 points for Elijah Pepper. 4 of 4 from long range. And Perth are out by 6. So we'll take a look at the Amy replay.
Yeah, it is, and good help there by Wagstaff. Ignites the transition, and look at this form. Straight up, shot pocket, set, straight extending of the arm. It's a thing of beauty.
The way he ran to that corner, John really, with his tongue in his cheek, called Elijah Pepper the NBL 1 Hall of Famer, but he has proven that he can score, Pete, at this level as well.
Yeah, but this also might be creating a little bit more confusion around that two-guard spot because Ben Henschel's had his moments too. Also, shout out David Aquera. So you mentioned he hasn't scored since January, I believe, hasn't scored in double figures. Only scored double figures once in the last year and a half. So he's really stepping up into this starting role and making it happen. And here's the Ignite Cup, quarter by quarter. Perth, we said they need to win some quarters as well as the game and turn things around.
They're trying to win some coins. They're going after that $400,000 with all of their heart. To be honest, they look like some scared puppy dogs in the first half, and now they've found that confidence. Every single player is stepping up big. Let me just remind you, I called Perth winning the game. The only person in the building called the game for Perth.
Well, let's
throw
also
that out there.
There's still plenty of time left in this game. We don't want to get.
Okay.
If Will Magnay is out or he's under an injury cloud, this changes everything for Tasmania. Though he's their rock, he is their foundation piece down low. So hopefully, if he's in the locker room, it's not too long. We'll get Kelsey all over that.
Well, it has been a 23-point turnaround. Tassie led by 17 midway through the first quarter. For those that have joined us late, now Perth by 6. Hamilton, he's going to be the go-to man. He's the one doing all the damage, 16 points.
And I like the fact that after a timeout that you've hit a couple of baskets, momentum with Perth, they go back to their guy. They call a play for their guy, gets on his left hand, and is able to reward the team with the bucket.
Also Nance. And now Hamilton to get a little bit of energy back into the JackJumpers, just put the head down, drew the foul.
Red 24. Hands foul. 2. Josh.
We see so many teams these days with the way they play it. It's an equal opportunity offense, and you're going through your pattern and you're not sure where the destination is. But certainly the last couple of plays with the JackJumpers, they have made a concerted effort to go to their guy and run a set, and particularly that one coming out of the timeout, to make sure that the ball's in the right hands given the moment in the game.
And that's because, Drew, they got a lead guard of the highest order in Tiger Campbell, who recognizes the situation, recognizes his import teammates, got the hot hand. He's 7 of 9 from the field, and so they're going to go through him.
Marshall's had an outstanding game. And that's what can happen when your confidence is sky high, when you've just hit a game winner the game before against the Sydney Kings, and your teammates get all around you. That can just really lift you.
And Pepper, oh, he's feeling it. 5 of 5.
And nothing but nylon. He hasn't hit the rim on any of them.
Having himself some sort of game. He's one shy of his PB, but Hamilton has all the answers at the other end. This is a good game of basketball right now. Tassie back within 3. High quality stuff to kick off round 7. Ignite Cup action. That would have counted. Continuation. So Nance.
2. That's the one. That's the one. Let's go, guys.
So Elijah Pepper, he's staring down another PB at his 18 points. Only a couple of games ago against Cairns. He's got 17 and a perfect 5 of 5 from beyond the arc. And he's been a big reason why Perth have taken the lead in this third quarter. Kelsey, have you got an update for us on Will Magnay?
Well, I've got an update that's not really an update. He's still not out here. Both physios are back there having a look at him, so hopefully nothing too serious, but it is a little bit of a concern that he's still not out after some time.
Makes 1 of 2. Upsets the kids. Now Ben Air. Into the game, Bannon, Campbell, Deng, and Hamilton. Small lineup, no Magnay. Shot clock down to 6, Hamilton. You feel like it's going to be him. It is going to be him. He is him.
This is some sort of performance. 9 of 11. And that was not one of the more easier shots you can take.
Let's go with the 5 rebounds. JLA is going to take advantage of no Magnay. He's had a big quarter as well. He's up to 12.
Well, the big concern for the JackJumpers, like it was for the Wildcats, their defense has just gone off the ball. This relentless penetration and getting feet into the paint is causing the Jackies some problems.
Red 40. Here we go. 2 shots. Above the 3-point. Guys.
Of course, plenty more action this weekend to kick off and continue round 7. Brisbane against Cairns. It's going to be a big game, Brisbane, to continue on and keep winning. And then the Hawks, after getting that 1-point win against Perth, will look to build some momentum against the Breakers. How are you seeing those two?
Yeah, well, I think that the Breakers have got some challenges. They've put themselves in winnable positions in a lot of games and haven't been able to close it out. their best is clearly good enough to compete with the best. We're just not seeing it as consistently as you like. But I think it was our man Damon Lowry, who really likes what the Illawarra Hawks are doing. Believes that win could ignite a run.
Sometimes that's all it takes, Drew. You go on the road in a hostile joint, you come out with the dub, and you come out like a band of brothers. And as JLA gets an and one back on his left, on his right arm, Pete.
Yeah. He's always coming back to that left shoulder. So all you got to do is try and stay in front, but with the length, that wingspan, getting up. So have a look. He tries to go. It's good defense from Majuk Deng. The crosser, when he gets to there, you know he's coming back. You know he's coming back to that left shoulder right-hand hook, but if he gets it up that high, you're not going to be able to block it. It's just on him to miss. He's had a big quarter.
He's doing exactly what he should be doing, attacking everyone, because no one's as big as me on the court. I'm going to go at you every single time and try to take over this game for my team.
Well, the biggest issue they've got right now in the glass, they can't even get a defensive rebound off a free throw. 11, they've got 12 offensive boards already, and we've still got a quarter a bit to play.
Working Tassie on the glass at the moment. And this is all been done without Doolittle having any real influence at all. Just his 6 point, 4 rebounds. 1 of 6 from the field tonight for Christian Doolittle. He's had his teammates step up and help him out. Makes both. Back to that 6 point lead. Game high lead for Perth. After trailing by 17 in that first quarter. Bannon. He's quiet tonight. Not this man. Hamilton. Here's a chance for Bannon. Good look. Good ball movement.
Extra pass. Gets Bannon not only to get the 3, but it also gets him feeling good about himself. Generate a bit of confidence in him. The Wildcats have done a pretty good job on Bannon. And he's off and running again. The pass for Bennett. Couldn't quite finish. Smart play by Bennett. Knew that bigger Doolittle was trailing him and just was able to get in front to force the foul, but also to help protect the rim. Have a look, see how he cuts him off, just gets the angle to get in front of Doolittle and put him in an awkward spot. Probably should have made the bucket in the end one, but good smart play by Ben Air. Here's another one. He hasn't had a field goal attempt yet in the contest in his almost 10 minutes of action.
Only went 1 from 6 the other day as well, but was 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Knocks down his first. Playing at his 4th team in 6 seasons. Always provides a punch off the bench as there is Will Magnay. So he's out of the locker room, but interesting to see whether we see him in the 4th quarter.
I'm no body language expert.
Didn't look good.
From what I'm seeing, I don't want to put a downer on the JackJumpers fans out there, but that didn't look like to me like a guy that was itching to get back in.
No, that doesn't look like he's engaged right at the moment. But
and I reckon they take a pretty conservative approach with him because of some of the injury issues he's had over the course of his career.
There's JLA. 11 points in this 3rd term. We've seen Kelsey the challenge of being able to see if she can get a bit more info out of the Jackies. The situation might be with Magnay. This is another one. Just 1 of 4 from the stripe.
That's a little down. 67% career free throw shooter.
Campbell hasn't scored this quarter. Another one that looked good in the final possession of the quarter. It'll be another one where the Perth will get the win, so they'll get the point. And Luala, what a quarter he's had.
They've just got to stop him coming back. Keep him going left. Don't let him spin back on his right hand.
That's why you knew. You looked immediately.
John really not happy. Not sure specifically what the issue was there.
1.3. This is a clear delay of game. There's nothing
Delay of
to
game.
When Gunn hits the ball, it's coming in.
Oh, Ben Eyre with the Hail Mary. But it is the Perth Wildcats who have stepped up in a big way. And 13 points in the third term to JLA. Will Magnate is the big story. We're not sure whether we'll see him, but at three-quarter time, My State Bank Arena, it is the Wildcats leading the JackJumpers by 4 points.
What a game we have on our hands as we head into the fourth quarter action. Nick Marshall, I'm not going to lie, he wasn't on my radar, but once you said his name, Damon, and the way he's been showing out, I cannot forget it. And then I got to get it out of me. Peppa! Elijah Peppa! He is killing it from deep.
He's been unbelievable. I mean, have a look, Elijah Pepper, 5 of 5, has not missed. And when the great Leonard Copeland would say, that is not enough threes. If you are 5 of 5 and you haven't had a chance to miss one, you have not taken enough. Bryce Hamilton's been terrific as well, but JLA, he looks unstoppable if Magnate's done.
Cayenne Pepper, we called him until he misses a shot. That's how hot he is. But what they're doing is they're going to JLA. He's up to 15 shots. He's now got 17 points. He is leading from the front now. They got all the momentum.
Habanero, Scotch bonnet, Peppa. Kelsey, what you got for us?
Well, I've got the news that nobody wanted to hear. Will Magnate will take no further part in the game. He is out. It was quite innocuous, and the medical staff in Tassie are just saying they want to be precautionary. They want to see what he does. As Jaron really throws that down from deep, but they just said they don't want to push him back into this game when they're not really sure what's going on. So he's out for the game, guys.
There'll be a big story to come out of this one. What is the injury? How significant? Hopefully it is just a precaution. We can see him. Good little home stretch coming up in the next week or two. Marshall. Good hustle from Deng. That's what they need more of. Some of those rebounds couldn't put it back. And it's Perth with all the running now.
Well, that's only their third offensive rebound in the contest.
They lead by 7, and this could be the man that'll just rip the heart out of Tassie in the fourth quarter. Good effort from Deng. Gonna have to have a big roll. Majuk Deng trying to guard JLA. There's Starks.
Only played the 4 minutes.
Hardly seen, yeah.
Throwing him in crunch time. Is it hard? No matter how good you are, only played 4 minutes, and now coming in at this stage of the game, not that easy.
Now Deng has to guard Aquera, who's got an equal career high, 13 points tonight. Stepped up huge when they've needed him.
Great touch from the big man down low. Made a pretty tough shot. That was contested. Look easy.
He's there. He try and get something going. Usually a spark plug off the bench, but doesn't mean he's night tonight. Where he kicks it out to Riley, and they go back to the big man. Again, good defense from Deng. Spills to Riley, who just knocked one down a minute ago. But there he is.
I reckon they need time. Yes, they need a timeout. This is really messy start to the fourth by the JackJumpers.
Scott Roth got some thinking to do. Tassie trail by 11.
Well, I don't know if anyone could have saw this coming except for me. Perth up by 11 in the fourth quarter. Wow, what do the JackJumpers have to do to get back into this game?
Well, they're bringing Bryce Hamilton back in with Tiger Campbell. And it's crazy because you were telling us in the rehearsals how you thought Will Magnay might go down with an innocuous injury as well, and that it would change the landscape of this game. So she really does know what's happening.
Don't do that to her, Pete. Don't.
No, you did. You were very high on the Perth Wildcats as well. For good reason, for good reason.
When was the last time we saw Scott Roth coach Tasmania JackJumpers team? Actually, we've never seen a JackJumpers team not coached by Scott Roth.
Good call.
Give up 35 points in a quarter. That third quarter set the tone. They can't get consistent stops. I'm not used to seeing this.
It's staggering, and I'm not sure what they do defensively without Magnay.
And now I think a key for the JackJumpers, though Bryce Hamilton is on fire, I think they need to get back to that cohesive offense, the ball movement Gazy was talking about in order to get to where they were at the beginning of the game.
Yeah, well, there is the story. Will Magnay will take no further part in the game. Had salt to the wound. Tasmania now trail by 11. They led by 17 points midway through the first quarter. It was a white-hot start. Perth was shell-shocked, but late in that first term, Perth really started with their defensive efforts, their intensity, and it's then led to the offense.
Well, they've been way more proactive on the defensive end. And they go to an assignment again, a beautiful call coming out of the timeout. They realise that Bannon's got an advantage on that box. No help coming for Jesse Wagstaff.
Let's get back down courtside. Kelsey.
Yeah, I listened into Scott Roth. It was all about the body language. He said, we're standing still. I said poise, but we've got to have some intensity, and that's what he is after. But I also want to talk about, I spoke to Will Magnay pre-game about the leadership that he has in this team. Who stands up now? Who is the leader in this team? They're quite a young group. They're quite quiet, as he's explained to us before. Will Magnay is the leader. He's out of the game now. Who steps up for them?
Who steps up, Pete? I'm leaning on the imports.
Well, I'm okay to see now, without them struggling a little bit, without Magnay, this could be TJ Starks, just to say, you know what, I've only got a couple more weeks left. If you give me the chance to play out the game, I'll just start scoring for fun, because he can score for fun.
100%. And Josh Bannon, you might as well step up while we're at it.
That's what I was going to say, Josh Bannon. Somebody inside is going to have to step up big because they're going to keep attacking inside the paint.
And we're getting a quick timeout here from John Riley. He doesn't like that they're starting to go through Josh Bannon, so he's seen enough. He's going to call a tangerine timeout.
And hopefully he'll come back with JLA Jr. because the 7-point game with 7 minutes to go, he can run this out. He's had his rest for a sub. His timeout gives him extra rest. Now playing for the last 7 minutes.
That's the key right there. JLA has to get back into the ball game. There was just a timeout a couple minutes ago. Here goes another timeout. He has to check back into this game, unless he's saying that he's tired, but I know he's probably not saying that. Look at this quarter-to-quarter breakdown.
I mean, it all kind of shifted right at the end of that first quarter. We thought Tasmania might be up 20 going into quarter time, but there's some lineup questions we had. And then Perth have been terrific since. I mean, give credit to Pepper as well, Aquera. They started to feed JLA, and I would continue to go to the well without Magnay until the JackJumpers stop it.
It's hard to rearrest to regain the momentum once you've already lost it, especially now that Perth is feeling good about themselves, making 3 balls. Elijah Pepper's doing whatever he wants. Perth are playing on their terms right now, and like I said, we're just not used to seeing this happen, especially in Tassie.
If you're going to say Pepper, put some respect on his name. It's Pepper, okay? He's been killing it.
It doesn't sound as good when we say it, to be fair. So you keep doing that because you can make it sound perfect.
Joey, let's hear how you say it.
Pepper.
Oh.
Well,
Hey, Joey, maybe you stick with us and leave it to Ariana.
No, I respect the fact that she's done it in an Australian accent. It wasn't the pepper, it was the pepper.
All right, Gazy, what do you need to see from the JackJumpers? We know to not discount them. They are certainly in this game, but how are they going to stop JLA?
Well, you've got to get stops, and that's a wide open look, but given the way he's shooting the ball from the three-point line, they're probably prepared to live with that. 35 points in the quarter is the issue. They weren't bad in that. They had 28, I think, themselves, so offensively things have been okay. And there's that man Starks that I think it was Damon was leaning on to step up.
Oh, there's JLA. Too big for Bannon. He's going to be hard to stop.
You just can't get caught behind if you're Josh Bannon. And that's what he did on that occasion. Too easy for JLA when he gets that close to the rim.
And after missing his first 4 field goals, he's gone 10 of 14 from the field. He's up to 21 points. Marshall might be the man.
Well, one thing we know, based on what we saw on Sunday, is the JackJumpers do not go away. No matter how dire the situation is, they've been conditioned to play it out.
Really good effort from Starks on the defensive ends. And the crowd's still riding this one. They know their team well and truly can come back from this deficit. Nick Marshall just, I think, what his career high, 15 points.
He comes out, Pepper comes back in. So they bring out a perimeter threat. Jaron really gave him some really good minutes too to start this quarter.
Starks gives it to Marshall. Campbell. Now Starks again. This is why Scott Roth got him into the lineup, but just couldn't get it to drop. And there's the big man again.
Good foul. He was going to dunk that. They can go to the free throw line where he's had his struggles this evening.
Just 1 of 4. And I think Damon Lowry sitting over there will pull his hair out if they don't go to him every time in these last 5 minutes.
Got to feature the big fella. Good job on the defensive glass, getting out and running. JLA is what is running the best transition play for a pterodactyl his size. Run straight down the middle to the Mitsubishi Motors logo and put your hands up.
Good logo to run to, isn't it, Drew?
Oh, it's quality. There's no doubt about that. It's just spectacular.
And he's up to 23 points. Whenever he's scored 20 or more this season, Perth haven't lost. 4 and zip. And he may get 5 and zip. Can they finish the deal? 5 minutes to play in this Ignite Cup. Tassie down by 8. Hamilton has to give it up. Campbell hasn't scored in the second half. Starks. He gave up the look. Campbell didn't want to go, and then helps himself to a nice layup. First points in the second half. Back to 6. And they get a stop at the defensive end. Pepper, good find. Wagstaff.
Love to see Pepper coming off some screens, pin downs.
Oh, Bryce Hamilton. What a night he's having, doing it at both ends. Lifting his side. And they'll wait for him to get back involved in offense. JLA says, get that out of here, to GJ Starks. Intensity's right on now. Under 4 minutes to go. Oh, Starks trying to pick the pockets.
Didn't look like there's a lot in that. Have a look at the Amy replay as Hamilton is having some sort of game. The touch, silky touch, and then just a poor pass. Now, they weren't able to capitalise because of the great work of JLA blocking the shot, but that was a let-off for the Wildcats.
Pepper ruins his perfect record from beyond the arc.
Another offensive rebound.
Well, the Chul couldn't finish. An opportunity here for Tassie. It's with Hamilton. Trying to split the gap. Draws the foul.
Hey, you Christian. Side out, guys. Sideline. Not on Bannon. Dad, Dad. Dad.
Been a terrific contest, this one. Both teams playing again this weekend. They're leaving nothing out on the floor here. With 3 to play, it's that man again. What more can you say?
They forced him to the baseline, probably trying to take away the left hand. And goes over a very good defender and a big, strong defender in Doolittle.
Righto, Pete, put your credibility on the line. Who's winning it from here?
Oh, geez. Someone.
Oh, thank you.
No, I mean, right now, Bryce Hamilton's 11 of 13 for 26. I want to see him involved every single time down the floor as their defense stands tall. This is what Tassie won't do, is beat themselves in the clutch.
Damon, I know you'll be more decisive.
Yeah, Pete fell off the fence. He's sitting on, he'll break every bone in his body. I'm going with Tassie for the win.
I'm still going with Perth for the win, but I cannot see something like that again. It's really one of my biggest pet peeves, being 1 foot, 2 feet away from the basket and trying to pass the ball out. Just go up, get a foul, make the layup. That's going to drive me crazy.
JLA's got his 20 field goals. He's 10 of 20 for 23 points. But I'm looking at Bryce Hamilton, 26 points, 11 of 13. For the way that he plays, I know he's efficient. I know he can score well. He's got to touch the ball every time. Now, there was a play a couple of times, possessions ago, where TJ Starks got blocked by JLA. That was on that turnover. Bryce Hamilton had Jesse Wagstaff on him at the top of the key. Now, I love Jesse, but that's a mismatch.
Yeah.
And you've got to get the rock to Bryce Hamilton.
And don't be trying to come over and set ball screens neither when you already see that nobody on the floor can guard Bryce Hamilton. Just let's be very clear about that. Now, Bryce just got to make good decisions, which he is clearly doing. And I'm telling you, I just hope he loves it in Australia. I just hope he falls in love with the league in Tasmania, because if he stays here multiple years, Pete, it's something special.
Well, I hope so too, but he just feels like he's an NBA talent. With that size, how well he plays, but also, you know, someone who loves the big moments is Majuk Deng, who's checked into the game as well. 11 points. Only been back a couple of games from injury, so look for him down this stretch as well.
NBA, schmNBA. Who doesn't like a nice beach in Australia? Come on now. Stay down under.
Or Barnbugle, down in Tassie. Barnbugle, down there in Salamanca Markets.
Well, Drewy, Tassie, 5 of their 8 games this season have been decided by 5 points or less.
Yep.
They're 4-1 in those games.
They're the masters at it. They really beat themselves. And again, a well-executed play.
Perth bench thought it might have been a travel. Here is Deng. Pete Hooley. Oh, he got up out of his chair. He thought he was going to look like a genius for 1 second. That was a good look, though. He's got to get a stop. He's really... There's Pepper, JLA, Doolittle, and Henschel on the floor. Backs down on Hamilton. Oh, and a tough finish from Jaron Riley.
Well, the confidence. Jaron Riley got some options out on the floor. Just takes matters into his own hands. Gets to his preferred spot.
That's tough.
Nobody would have guessed he was going to take that one.
This guy's playing with so much confidence. Everybody else in the country thinks he's a development player except Jaron Riley. He says, I'm a basketball player. I can get buckets. I run the team. He's doing everything right, like father, like son.
It's a big 6-point swing too. Majuk Deng misses an open 3 ball.
Hamilton.
Oh, my God.
Couldn't finish. And Deng stripped again from Riley. One bucket here, and it might almost put it to bed. They lead by 5. They go to their man. JLA takes his time, and then another offensive rebound. Might be the dagger.
It's been the story of the night. It's one that the JackJumpers will go back, and it's as simple as that. It's a category that they've completely smashed. The JackJumpers.
It's been some unlikely heroes. I was going to say that's Elijah Pepper's career high. 19 points for him. We've had Marshall, Aquera, Pepper. Oh, I think some of their best nights. It might be the Wildcats that get the win. Taz, you have to be perfect from here.
They've got to be quick and have a lot of time to construct a shot.
He hit a clutch three-pointer against the Kings in the comeback on Sunday, and he delivers again. Can the Wildcats close this one out? They lost by a point against Illawarra. And if Doolittle gets to his spot, good night.
Well, he's won a 7 before that. So clearly the confidence was down, but he stepped up at a big moment, knocked down a big shot.
Taking a lot of time off the clock this possession, and the turnover.
This has been a great fight by the Wildcats after a really indifferent first quarter at both ends of the floor. John Riley's done a great job getting these guys back on track, and with the help of Elijah Pepper with a career night.
Well, they've lost 3 of their last 4. They were down 17. Backs are against the wall. But they have just found a way. And it has been a huge performance away from home for the Perth Wildcats. They will take the honours. The Tangerine timeout. They lead by 8. But Pete Hawley, Damon Lowry, Ariana, it's been some sort of effort.
Well, she called it. She called it early. She was the only one. Now, I have to ask you, Ariana.
Why?
Why? Did you think it was going to come on the back of just absolutely obliterating them in the rebound count? Because offensive rebounds, 15 of them. That's where the game was won.
Well, I feel like Perth is a team, like I said, that wants revenge. They just lost by 1 point. You saw how serious Coach really was before the game. He didn't crack a smile. We didn't see a smirk. He's, you know what I mean? I just knew that they were going to want this game. And I think that they were smart enough to know Tassie's going to play hard defense. Yes, they're at home. They just weren't going to get smacked around.
We didn't see it coming, Pete. We normally see the desperation aspect coming. We just assumed, because Tasmania JackJumpers have spoiled us rotten, that they go back home and make it a tough place to play. But we disrespected the desperation by the Perth Wildcats. So full credit to them, because this game is over.
But also, continuing to say about how Tassie never beat themselves, you look at their trouble on the rebounds right now. And again, give all the credit to John Riley, because he told us in that chat, that very serious chat, that they were all about the rebounding effort, that they need to be better. He set them a challenge, and they've been enormous tonight. No Will Magnay for the majority of the second half. Definitely played a part in that. But in the end, they did what they had to do, and they come out with a massive win and further help their Ignite Cup hopes. They're going to take out 6 points, I think, which is going to really help them get one step closer to that prize money.
JackJumpers are going to be doing all offensive rebounding drills in practice.
Yeah, they certainly will. Let's let them down. Scott Roth, no doubt, will address that in the post-match presser. But all the credit has to go to the Perth Wildcats. They'll go to 4-1 on the road this season. Well, they've had their troubles at home. They have had no issues getting on a plane. And Doolittle, they have done it really without much influence from him at all. And in the end, the Perth Wildcats, after trailing by 17 points midway through the first quarter, run out 11-point winners. Andrew Gaze, and while Joe Luala-Chul stepped up huge in the second half, it was some of the more unlikely suspects that helped them get the win.
Yeah, it's a patched up Wildcats team, a couple of studs, you'd like to think studs coming back in, and that's going to continue to present problems. How do you find minutes? But they seem to be galvanised on the road, the Wildcats. They've made up for a couple of losses at home, but on the road, they're able to dig deep and recover. And it was a gutsy performance when you consider the start they had. A horrific advantage they gave the JackJumpers to start it, but they are able to dig deep and come away with a very impressive win.
That's the beautiful thing about going on the road. You get to spend a lot of time with each other. Now they're going to go to Melbourne, spend a few days, break down the film, feel good about themselves. They have to back it up against the Phoenix on Sunday. Have to be able to back it up. But this, to go down to Tassie, tough environment to play after what happened just a few days ago, this is huge for the Wildcats.
We're looking at the parity that we spoke about at the beginning of the season. Like, every team is capable of beating every other team, and every team is capable of losing to every other team. So throughout the course of this long season, you're going to see teams drop games they probably shouldn't have, and vice versa. But this is full credit to the Perth, the other brigade. Like, we're talking about David Dukes Jr., what he's going to bring to the table. Their future is bright as hell for the Perth Wildcats, because you got a Henschel, a Pepper, and a Riley.
Well, they're 5-0 when this man right here scores 20-plus more points. He's standing by with Kelsey.
Yes, and he is our Foot Locker player of the game, who is JLA. JLA, 17 points down in the first quarter. No one really thought that was going to turn around. How do you feel about this win?
Yeah, I mean, anytime you can come to Tassie and get a win, it's one of the toughest places to play on the road. So being able to come here and kind of persevere through the tough time was pretty good. And also, it's my wife's birthday. Happy birthday, Justice. I love you. Yeah.
We love that. Do you feel like you learned from the last tight game? You obviously went down by a point at home. I feel like you learned how to grind that one out, and it really showed out here tonight.
Yeah, growing pains. I think we have a lot of young guys in the backcourt, and obviously we made a great step. And I obviously can't get in foul trouble either, so I think that helps a lot too.
I want to ask about you personally. We know that when you score 20-plus points, the team goes really well. The ball went through you a lot more. Damon Lowry wants you to get 20 shots up a game. How do you feel? Do you feel like the game went through you a lot more?
No, that's not really my mentality, but I think today I made a focus of, regardless of what start I had, of just being super aggressive. And I just need to continue to just be as aggressive as possible.
You look at Southeast Melbourne coming up on Sunday. What does it look like for you between now and then?
Get some rest, get to Melbourne. We know how tough of a team they are. We have a great coaching staff, so I know that they'll have a good scouting report for us, and we should be able to come out with a win.
Awesome. Congratulations on a great win. Well done. Ariana, back to you.
Well, you heard it from the man himself, JLA. Ha ha! I like it, JLA. I like it. Happy birthday, Justice! Getting it down low, getting it done down low. That hook shot is unstoppable.
It is, and again, you know it's coming. You know he wants to get down to it, but if you let him get to his spot, he's just got too much length, his wingspan, his touch. He can do it from damn near the free throw line as well. JLA is a prolific scorer. He's always been that way. We saw that from his college days as well. It was great to be able to see him a lot more aggressive. That's what you called for, Damon. And in the second half, especially when Magnay went down, he just tore him apart.
We're seeing him play now more minutes than what he played for Melbourne United, because Melbourne United was very deep. He would play 20 to 22 minutes a game. He's getting 28 minutes tonight. He's the focal point. There is no other big on the team, and that's no shot at David Aquera, but that's not his spot. He assumes that title of being the big man, and the team went through him. 10 of 21 from the field, 23 points. That's all you can expect from him.
Well, let's bring in my favorite for the night, second favorite for the night, Elijah Pepper. Way to light it up from deep. What was going through your mind after you made the first one, the second one, the third one?
You know, shots were going in, so I was just trying to be aggressive. That's my role, is to get those threes up, and they were falling tonight.
Now, Elijah, I know that you can light it up with the best of them when you get rolling. So tell me honestly, this won't get back to Jay. No one else will hear this. But how hard was it when you're 5 of 5 not to do what we've seen you do in a lot of other leagues and just pull up from half court at least twice?
Yeah, I mean, as much as I'd love to do that, that's Jazzy's making a run there. And JLA's hot, so I got to just know that he's the hot can. Get him the ball, and he was going to work down there.
Elijah, you know, I'm familiar with your father, your uncle. Scoring is in your DNA, so I'm not surprised. How you feel about the nickname Cayenne Pepper?
I've heard a lot. That's probably one of the better ones that I've heard. I'll take what I can get, man.
Let's roll with it.
Tell us a little bit about the challenge that JR threw down, because we spoke to him pre-game and he said that rebounding you have to be better. And I tell you what, besides your effort and JLA's effort, that's a massive reason why you went into Tassie and got this win, because you obliterated a pretty good defensive rebounding team.
Yeah, I mean, one of the big things that we've struggled with recently is I think rebounding as well. So we were told be aggressive, getting those O boards, and then defensively we just got to block out. We got to have 5 guys crashing, and that's kind of what we did.
Ariana said earlier she picked it, but we underestimated the desperation that you guys would play with after losing that tough game to the Hawks. Was that the mindset coming in, that you guys are going to be more desperate than Tassie?
Exactly. I mean, that's you said it right there. That's all you can say.
Now, Elijah, I've also seen a lot of comments online that people want to talk about the accents of you and Jaron. Now, who's getting a bit more closer to the full Aussie one in the time that they've been back in Australia?
I think Jaron's got it a little more than I do. He's got his dad with him all the time, so he's hearing the Australian accent more than I am.
Elijah, way to hoop tonight. You put on an absolute show, and thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
I love to see him when he gets hot, to be honest, and this is why it's going to be a conundrum for John really to have to figure out who gets those minutes. And to be honest, Elijah Pepper might be one of those guys where JR turns around and says, you know what, I'm going to play you every game and we're going to see if you're hot, right? You get a couple of shots when you get on, whether it's the first quarter and second quarter. If you knock them down, okay, we're going to get you 10 to 15 minutes when we're in a full-strength squad. If he goes out there and misses a couple, it might not be his game just because of all the other options they have around him.
And let's talk about his mindset, his attitude. He has not been shooting the ball well all season, but in his heart of hearts, he knows that he's dangerous, so he's going to back himself. He's not out there turning down shots, so it was good to see him finally get on a real roll.
I like it because all the players were playing great basketball. Jaron really had that and one at the end of the game. I mean, we didn't expect him to kind of seal the deal a little bit, but he did. Just playing good, sound basketball. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us tonight. We're going to go to a break. What a game indeed it was. What a way to start off round 7. The Perth Wildcats with the upset on the road by 11 points. Hopefully they can take this momentum on with them. Let's take a look at the Mitsubishi ladder, the Ignite Cup ladder. Let's break down more of what's going on, Pete.
Yeah, I mean, it's just going to be huge for the Perth Wildcats. You have a look at the match stats. 40 rebounds to 32. Doesn't feel like they got obliterated, Damon. But 15 of those are on the offensive end. You are going to struggle to win a ball game if you give another team that has shooters like Elijah Pepper or offensive threats like JLA 15 extra opportunities.
They out-Jackied the JackJumpers. Normally it's Tasmania that's beating up teams on the offensive glass, and this time they couldn't defend it. So, yeah, they paid the price in that regard, but also just the defense not giving up 35 points in the third quarter. We see Will Magnay walk off, which is encouraging signs. Hopefully he's not too bad.
I don't like the look of it.
I mean, the walk looked sturdy to me. I'm wondering, what exactly is going on. The fact that he showed his face back into the ball game, I think, was a very positive sign as well.
That's a positive sign for the Perth Wildcats, getting 6 of a total 7 points to get up to first, obviously, right now. We haven't seen Adelaide or South East Melbourne yet in their Ignite Cup, but they've only got one more game. And I think around 20 points will give you a chance to play on the Gold Coast. So the Perth Wildcats, they might be able to use that $300K for winning it all.
Yeah, teams are going to be playing it real cool right now like it's not that big of a deal, but let February roll around. Let that Gold Coast road trip roll around, and $400K the long way is staring you in the face. Teams are going to really pick it up.
Well, when we look at the Mitsubishi ladder, a lot of people will say it's so early on in the season, but every game matters. We know it always comes down to these percentage points at the end of the year. Every game matters, and the Perth Wildcats needed this.
Well, they were my preseason prediction to win the whole thing. So
Wow.
I'm starting to see them just slowly put things together. They've got big pieces to come back in, but you're right, Ariana. We've seen teams, it was 3 years ago where Melbourne United missed out on the play-in by a single bucket, by 2 points over the course of the entire season. Every possession matters, every quarter matters, every game matters. It doesn't matter how early it is in the season. So they're inside the top 6 right now, and they're going to continue to fight because that game against the second South East Melbourne Phoenix is a big one. If they go there and lay an egg, what do they take out of this round, really?
You got to win as much as you can, as often as you can. It's going to be a log jam, like we've said. The only team that's up the top that's got a lot of cushion is obviously Melbourne United, but everybody else, you just got to win when you can.
Do we feel like we're playing for there's one spot left in a championship series?
Pretty much.
That's what it really feels
That's what
like,
it feels.
right? You're going to try and get one spot. Melbourne United are there. It's going to have to take something ridiculous for them to fall out of a championship series. Because of their depth, they've still got injuries. They're still undefeated. So I think they're going to be there. We can all agree with that. So everybody's fighting for one spot as it seems right now.
Well, let's look at what Perth has coming up for them next. The next 5 games for Perth: Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix on the road, Tasmania JackJumpers again, Adelaide 36ers, Melbourne United, New Zealand Breakers. It just doesn't get any easier.
No, it doesn't. Every one of those games could be an L, and every one of them could be a dub. So you want to help. You just want every team to be healthy. So obviously there's a few teams. Southeast Melbourne, Phoenix are getting there. Where's Wundu into some playing shape? He's only played the 2 games. Adelaide 36ers, Pete, will they go with another import before this season is over with? We don't know. New Zealand Breakers, if they can just play the full 4 quarters.
I have that answer if you wanted it.
You have it right now?
They're in the process of talking to people. They're trying to figure out exactly what kind of piece they want, the Adelaide 36ers. They will get another import.
I know what kind of piece they want. How come Matt Weston ain't calling me?
They will have another import by the time, I would say,
before Christmas?
I'll say by the end of the year. There's a week there after that.
Okay.
They're looking. They're going to get another piece in.
This is why you got to stick with us until the end of the show so you can hear some dimes and inside insight from Pete.
Yeah, so it'll be fun to watch.
6'5" Bryce Hamilton type, do-it-all offensive guy.
I can't give away anymore. I'm not sure they know yet.
Well, Tasmania, let's see if they can bounce back against the Cairns Taipans, who they have up next.
That's going to be interesting. That game is in Launceston, I believe, because that's Jack McVeigh returning back to Tasmania, which would be fun for him to get back in front of the JackJumpers fans then tomorrow night. That guy looks very familiar because
he's in my super coach team. Come on, Casey.
Superstars, MVP leaders is Bryce Conn, but Casey Prather's right there. He's been outstanding.
Absolutely. I'm excited for Thursday night hoops. The Brisbane Bullets taking on Cairns, and then Illawarra Hawks, New Zealand Breakers. All these teams on Friday nights getting ready to show down. I'm excited. Thursday night, Friday night hoops. It's going to be fun.
I'm excited to see Dave O'Hickey back. I'm excited for all of it. This is going to be a fantastic round. I'm telling you, we're only just getting started in NBL 26.
Round 7. Stay tuned. We'll see you guys tomorrow night. Thanks for sticking with us. I'm Ariana Prather, Pete Hooley, Damon Lowry. Holla at you.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Guys, starting with Perth Wildcats.
Coach, mate, obviously pretty happy with that sort of win from being 17 points down in the first quarter to pull back